Welcome back to Germa Voice with your host, Germination, Dr. Nokalak, Germa Voice, anyone you want to call it. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, most importantly, share. We want the world to listen to our story because today we're in episode 2 of season 2. Episode 1, I talked to you about finding your why because your why drives you to your purpose. I told you we're going to do a lot of coaching throughout season 2 because we have to see where your growth is and help you get to destination. Today, we're going to talk about the gift you owe the world. I'll tell you about mine. I will start with myself because I've learned that when we give the world what we have, what our gifts are, whatever that will be for you, it will help the world to be a better place and it will result to happiness. So, the gift you owe the world. Let's start. Every struggle, every triumph, every experience is a gift. I know it's a gift because it has been for me. Not just for you, but for the world a lot. You know why? Because today we're going to explore the power of your story, your gift. Because through that, your skills, your voice, your heart, you make others better. But you know what's going to happen to you? You will make yourself even better. Now let's go to the gift we owe the world. You did not choose your gift, but you must choose whether to honor it or to let it go. I have a bunch of papers again because we're going to do a lot of writing. So if somewhere you have a little paper on your phone, take them out. We're going to work with some writing and get better as we go along. Today we talk about your gift to the world, to yourself first before the gift, your talent, your voice, your strength, your wisdom, your story, all those things that life placed inside of you has to come out because you found your purpose. We talked about finding your purpose. That purpose, it's your gift. Now the world needs to see it and you need to shine. The world doesn't just need a big gift. I know Christmas is close. We're not asking you for this, a laptop, a Bentley car, Cybertruck, or a brand new house. We're not asking for all those luxurious stuff. We're asking for something authentic. That thing is inside of you. The world needs your story, your perspective, your experience, because all of that collectively will make us a better place. I always want to start with me because I feel that you know my story, but not all of it. I give it to you in piece by, so you begin to uncover. So as we talk about the gift for the world, let's start with mine. Because every one of us comes with a gift that the world is waiting to see. Not what we have, but what we have been through that has shaped us to offer something out there. My gift didn't just announce itself. It's hey, Germination, oh, you're cool. This is it. You're going to be a leader. You're going to be a mentor. You're going to be a politician. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be, I like dressing up. I like to model. You're going to be, none of that was handed to me. It didn't announce, but in quiet ways, it revealed itself through my patients, whose own experiences, whose stories began to mirror my purpose. And then through my moments of doubt that pushed me forward and through my calling to serve. Service is at the core of what I do because service is so important and so essential that once you begin to give back, you leave a legacy not just for you, but for the children. They see the best teacher. It's not telling. I'm not going to lecture you. We're going to talk. I have to model it. You have to see and copy. That's the best way our children learn, our neighbors, our family, our friends. So let's talk about it. For me, service was leadership. As I transitioned from being homeless, became a doctor, a mother, a wife, a community leader. Leadership it wasn't a title for me. Oh, now by virtue of being a doctor, I believe that I'm a leader automatically. In my clinic, in wherever I am, I think I have to serve and provide example. But for me, it was the timing, right? It was life saying, you've seen enough, you've lived enough, now it's time to lift others up. And that's where Germa podcast was birthed, because I felt it was time for me to show you, not just lecture you. Nobody wants a lecture. We're not in class yet. We want to talk, we want to grow, and this is the right place where you are. For me, service is an obligation, not an option. I learned that service is the rent that we pay for occupying space on earth. I know you pay your rent monthly, you do all of the things that you do, but do you pay for the air you breathe? No, God gave it to you freely. So what are you going to give back? God wants you. God placed you here for a purpose. What are you going to give back to the world? Something. There's got to be a footprint, something you leave behind, that gift inside of you, and we're going to find that today. But whatever we do, we owe something to the world. Mine wasn't, my clarity came a lot later, especially through this podcast and, storytelling. I've learned so much from the audience. I've learned so much from my neighbors, from family, from my children who provide feedback because they find it very helpful and inspirational to them as well. So, what was clarity for me? It came when I realized my story. The part I once tried to hide. You know about being homeless. You know about failing exams. But you don't know about several times that I planned to end my marriage, to give up because parenting the kids became too hard. Serving the community with people being ungrateful. Listening to all these stories that broke me, left me into tears, and saying I couldn't do enough for them. You don't know about the time when I myself was so obese. I didn't want the world to see me that way. I didn't want my husband to see me that way. You don't know about the times where I was so sick at the point of death. And sometimes people thought I contracted some kind of deadly disease or whatever I was. You don't know about the times I go in my bedroom and I cry, I weep. Because I have to show the world that I'm strong. Well, heck, I'm their doctor. I can't be vulnerable. That's what sometimes we think. But no, that's not true. It is through those periods. No, none of you know the times where I just wanted to be left alone. I didn't care anymore. I thought I lost it all. But outside, which is what we see today, we have all these friends, all of these social media things. But inside, we're dying. We're alone. We're struggling. We can't tell anybody. We're ashamed. No, it's not by hiding the gifts. It's not the time when someone abused us or someone was unkind towards us that we need to hide. It is the story that we need to share. That's the bridge to someone else's breakthrough and someone breathing again. The moment you share your story is powerful. Once you share it, you give someone else permission to live again because they relate to you and they start to begin, I'm not in this alone. Let me just open my mouth and tell. If you can't, you can share with me as you've always done.